Welcome to another edition of Metal Detecting with Jens. What are we doing today? We're looking at sand scoops. This is my old sand scoop. That's called a Kick It In. They're about $100. It's a good scoop, but obviously it's damaged. This is my new sand scoop. Just bought it. This is a Vevor carbon fiber handle. You can see it's a little bit larger. So today we're going to try out the new sand scoop. Here we are at the beach. So it's a Monday in February, and this place is just packed. And it was a nice weekend yesterday, so that's why Southern California is very expensive place to live. This is Mission Beach, California. Anyway, let's get on down there and see how it looks. So here we are. It's actually March. I think it must be spring break, because there are a ton of people on this beach. I try to do this early in the morning, but the low tide was an hour ago, so we'll just go give it a quick shot. Here we are on the beach. So this beach did have some big cuts in it. They're all gone. The waves have been small. So we're just searching for fresh drops that were lost this weekend. So we'll get set up and we'll show the first target, see how this new sand scoop's gonna work. Okay, here's the first one. Well, let's see what it is. Aluminum. Okay. Filling the hole. So the scoop gets a much larger scoop than my old one. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so this is a really deep hole. It just got flooded. And the Equinox will give you a signal on something that's way down there. And you dig down a foot and it's still there. That usually means that it's iron. A big chunk of iron. So this scoop is much better than my other one in terms of digging. It digs a lot more sand per scoop, but even with this new scoop I couldn't get it. So we'll just keep going to find a good signal. Okay, here's the target we found. It's like an old penny. So I just noticed something I don't like about this scoop. The holes are really small. And if you're digging in wet sand, it's really hard to get it through the holes. So you got to dump it out and then do this with your foot and pass a coil over it until you find it by eye. Those holes are really small. This is made for metal detecting underwater, where you can dunk it in the water. But anyway, let's keep going. I can't believe how many people are at the beach. I'm just gonna go back the way I came. We came from down there to here. We'll go back the same way and then call it a day. Okay, here's number 3. Old green dime. So another thing I just realized I don't like about this is when you do hold it to shake it, this thing's sticking right in your finger. So I'm already kind of found a few things about this I don't like. How cool is that? Okay, so I worked the beach where all those people are, didn't find much. So let's see how this scoop's gonna do in the dry sand. Let's just dig a test hole here and see if it sifts any better. Yeah, those holes are really small, and that thing right there digs into your hand. So I like how big it is, but also this is carbon fiber. It's held together with these 2 pins here. See, that's flexing a little. So it's okay. Do a complete wrap up when we get back home. And just go work this little patch of sand right here, see if we can find one more target. Okay, I found a target. I'm actually standing in this pit that somebody dug. It's like a big donut. Let's see if we can dig this one on camera. It's a large target. Still there. There it is, aluminum foil from a campfire. Alright, here we are back home. So I want to show this scoop. This is a Vevor metal detector sand scoop, sold by Supply 2 worldwide on eBay, $76.99. With tax it was $82, and they shipped it in just about 3 or 4 days, so they were real good on the shipping. And here is the Kick-It-In aluminum sand scoop, sold by Serious Detecting for $107.90. I'm looking at other sand scoops. Vevor does sell one with a little handle and a handle on the back with carbon fiber for $66.59. I wish I had bought that one instead of this one. Oh well, water under the bridge. But it appears that that has the same small holes. So in hindsight, I wish I had bought the Vevor that has a little handle to shake the sand, and the handle on the end, which this one doesn't have. The Kick-It-In has this little bend so that you can grab it and yank it out of the sand, and you get a lot more leverage than just grasping a straight shaft. I think I have a workaround to this problem with the bolts sticking out. I'm just going to switch it so that it's pointing the other direction. Anyway, let me do that. There, now it's pointing this way. So I'm left-handed, so now when I grab it, that's not poking me in the palm. So that's a workaround to that. Anyhow, which one would I recommend? Well, the Kick-It-In is a much more robust design. I've had this for 10 years. It's thick aluminum. This is a relatively thin stainless. There's no way that's going to last 10 years. Also, the holes are so small that you can't really sift the sand, and it's nice to have this big scoop, but really the good things that you're finding are usually only 5 to 6 inches deep or less. So this is a perfectly good scoop. It'll last forever. It sifts the sand better. But I'm still happy with this one because it's got a much larger scoop. You get a big bite. And they're both okay. They'll both work. This thing has dug thousands of targets. So there's nothing wrong with that scoop. In fact, just about a month ago I found a really nice find. I'll show that here at the very end. Here is a beautiful 14 karat white gold ring I found about a month ago. That weighs 8.6 grams. And that was found with the old sand scoop. So this guy does find gold, and that's the proof. And I want to add a comment about this ring. That's obviously somebody's wedding ring, and it has initials in it. So I put it on the lost and found on Craigslist, but nobody answered the lost and found ad. You can see it's all scratched up. This was a total fluke. I found that on a surfing beach, and it was fairly shallow, way down at low tide. So it had obviously been there for a while, but somehow it managed to stay near the surface, or perhaps the sand was pulled away by the big waves. And that was the only thing I found that day. So that was a total fluke. And if I find a wedding ring, I always try to find the owners if I can. I mean, it's worth 350 bucks, but obviously it's worth a lot more to whoever lost it. But they didn't turn up, and if I hadn't found it, it'd be at the bottom of the ocean. So into the pile it goes with all the rest. Anyhow, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching from Jens Tobias, and bye-bye.